everyone, this is Talya Full Tilt and I am your hostess, Talya Ginsburg. So I love TED Talks and I have applied to give a TED Talk numerous times. I am sure they're going to be giving me a call back any day now. They don't want to come across overeager, I get it. But recently I listened to a TED Talk that particularly stuck with me. It's on YouTube. It's called What I Learned from 100 Days of Rejection. And it was interesting, the speaker was funny. Basically this guy, Jiang, when he was a little kid, he had this experience of rejection that really stood with him. But at the same time was a very motivated, ambitious person. And so these two things were kind of at war. So fast forward many years and he's an entrepreneur and he gets an investment opportunity and gets rejected. And initially this really deflated him. He felt very down. And then he decided no, he was going to take this and make it a learning opportunity. And so he Googled how to overcome the fear of rejection, and he came across this thing called rejection therapy. And there was this like 30-day, I don't know if program is the right word or system, and he decided instead what he was gonna do was have 100 days of rejection. He was gonna intentionally put himself in situations for 100 days where he was gonna have inevitable rejection and film it in a vlog, which is also on YouTube. And yeah, it's really cool. Like as an example, one of the videos that he talked about in the TED Talk that I also watched was he went to a restaurant, got a hamburger, and then ate it, and then went back up to the cash register and asked for a hamburger refill. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away because obviously you can go watch it, you should go watch it. But yeah, just listening to his story made me think of myself as I do, first and foremost, and my own experience with rejection. And well, and it kind of sounds like I'm about to brag, and that's not what I intend. I feel like I don't really have a fear of rejection. In fact, I think a little fear of rejection could do me good. Maybe make me a little less obnoxious, perhaps. But yeah, I think I'm always constantly putting myself in a situation of almost inevitable rejection. Like when it comes to Talya Full Tilt, for an example, frankly, if I saw Meryl Streep walking around, I'd say, Meryl, I'd love to have you on my show, please. Because I just think, there's no harm. If you really shoot your shot for something and you get a no, it's still a win because you put yourself out there and that's a good feeling. And then if someone says yes, if Meryl Streep goes, yeah, Talya, I would love to come on and talk about The Devil Wears Prada and just hang out, then you win anyway. But yeah, this made me think about being a kid, and I had a fun little story sort of about rejection that I wanted to share. So I was in 8th grade, so about 13 years old, and for context, weird kid. No offense to my younger self. And we had the morning announcements at my middle school, and once a week they'd let me go on the morning announcements, and the other kids would tell me that their teachers would lower the volume on Wednesdays. So I didn't let that get to me though. But I was in 8th grade and I had a crush on a boy in my PE class, and he was the quietest person in the world. And for me, that was perfectly ideal. And we heard that there was gonna be an 8th grade dance, and I thought to myself, by golly, of course, I need to ask out this guy to the dance. Oh, the person who's never acknowledged my existence. And so I had it, and first of all, poor kid. Like, can you imagine being the most shy person ever, and then the loudest bitch in the room has a crush on you? Like, he did not deserve it. But I had it all planned out. I was gonna ask him to the dance after PE class one day. And I remember the day of, I wore this like Lucy tank top. And I specifically remember that I asked my friend if she could bring me that morning her bandeau. If you don't know what that is, they were in style for a hot second there. Basically, it was just a band that some people wear in place of a bra. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm gonna look so scandalous. I'm gonna look hot. Which the best part of that was this was years before I had boobs, years. So, I had, unfortunately, a lot of confidence and even more delusion. But PE class happened. Afterwards, I went up to him and I said, hello, would you like to go to the dance with me? And he said, no. And that was the only word I ever heard him say. So, but you know what? It didn't deter me. I mean, it didn't break me down for years afterwards. I asked out many guys. Well, I mean, I don't want to say many, but I asked out guys. I mean, probably more than you. Whatever. But you know what? I was just thinking though, I typically like quieter guys. And if it was reversed, if a guy was like, I love a quiet woman, that would sound really misogynistic. Although now that I think of it, that kind of happened to me. Once I was hanging out with this guy and he essentially said that he likes me, but when it comes to, you know, being in a relationship with someone, he likes a woman who's a bit more quiet and organized. Which, first of all, I didn't want to date him either. Oh, how presumptuous. Second of all, he never went into my home. Like, he said, oh, I'm chatty, therefore I must be disheveled. Which, yeah, maybe I am a little disheveled, but he didn't know that. I don't want him to assume that. And then he had the audacity to be offended when I said I didn't want to hang out anymore, which, like, listen, I'm in my mid-20s. Obviously, I've had casual relationships before, but it's all about delivery, because what he essentially said to me was, oh, I like you enough to spend time with you, maybe touchy-touchy, but I don't like you enough to want to be, like, you're not good enough. I mean, that's basically what he was saying. Do you know how much I would have to disrespect myself to say, okay, fine, yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. It is so nice. No. Anyway, that's the episode. Everybody, thank you so much again for tuning in. There's always going to be more coming your way, so stay tuned. Thank you and goodbye.